The 67th annual Grammy Awards are happening.
Sunday, February 2nd.
February 2nd, that's right.
Live from L.A.
Live from the Crypto.com Arena in L.A.
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can catch it all on CBS or streaming on Paramount Plus.
And we are diving deep into all of it today.
Buckle up, because we got a lot to unpack.
We do.
The host, the performances.
Oh, yeah.
Album of the year is going to be a bloodbath.
It is.
And, of course, those wildfires kind of looming over everything.
It's going to be a Grammys unlike any we've seen.
Let's start with the host. I mean, 5 years running now, Trevor Noah.
5 years.
That's practically a dynasty for award show hosts, right?
Yeah, it is. It's got to be tough, too, to keep getting invited back. You must be doing something right.
He must be. He must be striking the right chord.
He must be.
Speaking of behind the scenes,
Yeah?
he did post a little video on X, just like walking through the venue.
I saw that.
You know, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but even just that empty stage gets me pumped for the show.
Oh, the energy is building.
The energy is building for sure.
But let's talk about something that's already electric.
Yes.
This performance lineup.
Oh, man.
It's a real mix this year.
We're talking legends.
Legends.
Stevie Wonder, John, legend Janelle Monáe.
Oh, yeah.
But then also
some newer folks, too, right?
Yeah, Chappell, Roan, Sabrina, Carpenter, Ducci, Benson, Boone.
It's like they're trying to bridge like all generations of music this year.
I kind of like that. I think it's cool.
It's a smart move. You got to appeal to a wider audience, right?
Right.
And it shows you just how much music is changing, you know?
It's evolved, yeah.
Speaking of legacy, there's also a tribute to the late Quincy Jones.
Oh, wow.
80 Grammy nominations, 28 wins.
80 nominations. That's wild.
That's a lot.
But of course, we can't forget about those wildfires in L.A.
Right, yeah.
And they're going to be incorporating tributes and fundraising.
They're reimagining the Grammys this year.
Yeah.
I mean, shortening performances to allow for fundraising during the commercial breaks.
Interesting.
They've got a silent auction with some music memorabilia.
Oh, wow.
It'll be interesting.
It's definitely a tough situation trying to honor the music, but also acknowledge, you know.
What's happening in the real world.
Yeah, what's happening.
But let's talk about the competition itself.
Yes.
All right, starting with the Queen.
Beyonce.
11 nominations for Cowboy Carter.
She's the most nominated artist in Grammy history.
99 nominations total.
That's insane.
It's a lot.
And Cowboy Carter, I mean, that album really struck a chord with people.
It did. It really resonated.
Talking about self-discovery, embracing your roots.
Yeah, you know, it touched people in a way that not a lot of albums do.
Here's the thing, though.
What's that?
She's never won Album of the Year.
No.
Most awarded Grammy winner of all time.
Never won Album of the Year.
Could this be her year?
I don't know. She's got some stiff competition.
She does.
Kendrick Lamar and Charlie XCX both have 7 nominations. And you can't count out Billie Eilish.
Oh, right. Yeah.
7 nominations, and she's won before.
It's going to be a battle.
It's going to be a real showdown.
Let's break it down.
Okay.
Album of the Year category.
Okay, let's do it.
It's stacked.
All right, well, first up, of course.
Beyonce, Cowboy Carter.
Right. Then there's Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets Department.
Very different vibes.
Oh, yeah. Totally different sound. And she won last year.
Oh, that's right. For Midnights.
She did.
So she's a real contender.
Real contender. And then you've got Billie Eilish.
Always pushing the boundaries.
Always.
Charlie XCX reinventing pop music.
Reinventing.
Then you got Chappell Roan, really captured a mood with this one, those introspective lyrics.
Haunting melodies.
And then Sabrina Carpenter, pop perfection.
That's it. That's the phrase.
And we can't forget
Who?
Andre 3000
Yeah.
and Jacob Collier.
Bring in something different.
Honestly, I don't even know who to root
I
for.
know it's a great mix of artists.
It is. It's going to be tough.
And if you think that's wild, wait till we get to Best New Artist.
Oh, boy.
Buckle up. Best New Artist is always such an interesting category.
Always.
You know, you've got artists who broke through on TikTok,
Yeah.
and then you have artists that have been like grinding it out in the indie scene.
Yeah. Makes you think, is TikTok changing the industry?
Is it changing everything?
Or is it just another way?
Right. Is it just another way in?
Another pathway?
I think it's both.
Yeah,
I mean, the internet has totally like leveled the playing field.
for sure.
But at the end of the day, talent still matters.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be there.
Speaking of talent, Chappell Roan.
Yeah.
I mean, her music, so emotionally raw.
Oh, yeah. And she's got that presence. You know?
Yeah, on stage, she's magnetic.
Yeah, and her music, it taps into something. Something universal. That feeling of, you know, longing,
Yeah.
heartbreak.
Resilience, that's powerful stuff.
It is powerful. And then you got Shabuzi
Oh, yeah.
running a whole different energy. Like old school vibes, but with a modern twist.
Yeah, you can't not move when you hear his music.
He's a master at blending genres.
Which is tough to do.
Not easy.
You gotta know your music history.
You do. You do.
And then Doechii,
Oh, talk about pushing boundary.
she's fearless.
It's refreshing, right?
Yeah.
In an industry that can be so formulaic.
Yeah.
She's like a breath of fresh air.
She's like, I'm doing my own thing, or come in, or what.
Exact.
And then Sabrina Carpenter.
Pop perfection. I mean,
Pop perfection.
it's like her songs get stuck in your head.
They do.
But they're also well written.
They are.
It's not just generic pop.
No, there's substance there.
Yeah,
I love this category
me too.
because it really shows you the range of talent
And it is, like you said, a microcosm.
of the industry.
The music industry itself, always changing.
Always pushing those boundaries.
Full of surprises.
Yeah, and that brings us back to,
Well,
those wildfires.
right, yeah.
What an impact.
It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Trying to celebrate, but also acknowledge this tragedy.
Right, it's a delicate balance.
It is.
But I think the Recording Academy is trying to find that balance.
Yeah.
That $1 million pledge.
From them and music cares?
Yeah, it's a serious commitment.
That's huge.
Yeah, and using those commercial breaks for fundraising?
It's definitely different.
It is. We'll see how it lands.
Yeah, will people be into it?
Or will they see it as like an interruption?
Right, but I got to give them credit
Yeah,
for using their platform,
absolutely.
It shows they're willing to adapt.
It does.
And it's a good reminder, even with all the glitz and glam,
Yeah,
the music industry is a community.
and they care.
And that community is so important during times like this.
It really is.
Before we wrap up, let's recap.
Yeah, let's do it.
We started with Trevor Noah.
5 years hosting.
Must be doing something right.
He must be.
We talked about those performers.
Oh, yeah, the legends.
In the Rising Stars.
The new folks coming up.
Album of the Year. So many talented artists.
A real tough competition.
Best New Artist, The Future of Music.
It is.
And then the LA wildfires.
Yeah, and how it's impacting the show.
This reimagined Grammys.
Definitely unlike any other.
It's been fascinating talking about not just the music,
Yeah.
but the context,
The whole picture.
Now let's think bigger picture.
Okay.
How will this year's Grammys reflect where the music industry is at?
Good question.
What will it say to the world about the power of music?
These are the big questions
These are the questions we'll be tackling.
as we head into our final thoughts.
This year's Grammys feels different.
Yeah, how so?
You've got this mix of artists, the industry responding to a tragedy, and then a global audience watching it all.
It's a lot.
It feels like a crossroads.
It does. It does.
Will this just be another awards show,
Right.
or will it be something more?
Will they use this platform to speak to the power of music,
Will they?
to heal, to inspire hope?
Can it be a force for unity?
Oh, especially in a world that feels so divided sometimes.
Yeah, can the Grammys bring us together?
That's a lot to put on an awards show.
It is, but music is that universal language, right?
It is. It connects us.
Through rhythm and melody.
And emotion, no matter who you are or where you're from.
And then with these wildfires,
Right, adds another layer.
it does.
It gives them a chance to show the resilience.
Of the music community.
Yeah, how they can support each other
And use their platform.
to make a difference.
It's a good reminder that music's not just entertainment.
It can be so much more.
It can be a force for good.
And think about the nominees this year.
So many of them are engaged.
In social issues, political issues,
They're not shying away from tough topics,
they're using their voices.
which isn't new.
No, music and social change have always gone hand in hand.
Think about protest songs.
Anthems of hope
It can ignite passion.
bring people together.
And with so many challenges in the world right now,
Those voices are needed.
more than ever.
So when you're watching on Sunday,
Yeah.
look beyond the awards.
What messages are these artists sending?
Pay attention to the music.
Think about how their art reflects the world.
How does it resonate with you?
And how can you use your voice?
Right. Do you make music?
Do you write?
Do you volunteer?
What can you do to make an impact?
Because we all have a part to play.
Music can be that guiding light.
That inspiration.
So enjoy the show, everyone.
Have fun.
And let's keep talking about this
Yeah.
after the awards are all handed out.
What moments moved you?
What songs stayed with you?
Yeah, let us know.
Keep listening, everyone. Keep questioning.
And keep the music playing.